just other issues that she has that kind of led to it.
What's good? What's going on out there in Houston right now? RIP to that brother, man. Damn baby father, baby mother stuff. You know, that's what we've been talking about lately, so. And it just so happened, this story comes out. This is the reason why. Cause ain't nothing good coming out of it. This is the result. It's a tough pill to swallow, but can't ignore it for what it is. So. Keep that in mind when you think about, this whole market. Getting yourself aligned with something that could potentially be destructive. It's like, who would trust it in the first place? If it's not already being presented, in the way that is beneficial to your program and what you're getting into and what you got to do. If it's not helping you off the back, then I wouldn't even make these choices and decisions, because it ain't nothing out here that is even worth looking at, period. Maybe even if that, barely turning necks. It's like, you don't need that type of stress in your life, trust me. Ain't nobody out here loyal no more. It's just a bunch of backstabbing whores and wannabe followers trying to get more than what they worth. Straggling, jumping from one person to the next, stressing them out, giving less than what they getting.
You pointed at me and said that's her daughter, right?
Thank you for that like.
You were saying I was Kimley's daughter.
We're not living right though, you know. That's why I'm on here. That's why I'm the voice, you know. I'm the choice and decision, the one that's gonna talk some good game and business in your mind, man, because we need it, you know, out here. We got too many interference, too many people trying to be popular instead of being parents and being, you know, fathers and mothers and, you know, and we looking at both sides of it, you know, we ain't singling nobody out. But one way or the other, man, this ain't gonna work out. It ain't going. People ain't going. People is not up for the games or showing no type of even care. You know, they came out of left field with this one right here, so it's real. Like, you know, it was meant to happen, but we feel it. You know, our brother, that beloved teacher, he was healing. He was helping people in the community. He was helping the kids. You know, this is just not what it is. Like, good dudes, good men is getting effed over. Good women is getting effed over. All the good people. So, you know, you got to think about it. It's really more evil out here that's being able to persuade the people and act as if they are one way when we know it's really not even equal or comparative to what, you know, we have seen in the past, what we will see when we get through this phase. But all of this lust and hate and, you know, the trials and tribulations and the time that we taking is not adding up, you know, to the amount of what we really need to break the cycle. Because this is going to continue. It's just going to keep going right through. Every time, one ear and out the other. Nobody wants to listen to each other. Nobody wants to make a change or a difference and try to do different things. It's like it's been 50 years now. How long are we going to keep running the same game on each other? You know, the same squeeze. It's like, nah, we ain't about to be even letting that affect us, you know, negatively. Because we already know all of the tricks and the games that's, you know, it's nothing new out here. They just doing the same old. So that's why you gotta switch. You know, the bait. Put it out there and just wait. Be patient, man, because we all gonna have our time one day, you know. Like they say, every dog have his day, so you just gotta be able to be on your way, you know, stay on your path, stand on your square, don't let nothing take you back. Once you take them steps forward, man, keep moving. Climb the ladder. Because the moment that you become hesitant or you procrastinate, that's when you're going to get worse, you know, because you're going to be late. You're going to lose out. You're missing time as it moves on. You know, it doesn't wait for no man. So understand that you didn't waste no time when you're sticking to the straight path. You know, you're doing it the right way. Praise God, praise the Lord. You know, don't be last out here learning everything and the information before you can even break through. Don't give up, don't quit, you know, stay true. Because a lot of people, they want to change and switch you and the way things was and try to make things seem cool because they don't know how to be by themselves or they don't know how to struggle. You know, they need help. They need to be able to try to squeeze their way in and try to take people with them to hell. But I ain't going. If I'm gonna go by myself. I ain't coming to this earth for nobody. So I'm not gonna move and do anything that I feel is not gonna put me in a proper mindset and mentality to embody myself and become the best version and become better than anything that I could ever help.
Mr. Williams? Yes.
Because it's a lot of self-destruction going on in the community. You know, the crash outs. They've been fooling me though. I didn't even know, you know. Like I knew, you know, women been the way they been because I've been in the streets and I've been, you know. I didn't think it was getting to this point to where it's like it's a majority now. Like we're starting to see more and more women coming out and acting like they're innocent or like they're a victim when in all reality they've been the ones whipping and flipping and dog walking dudes and giving them hell because they have all the power now. Men don't have no power for real. It's only certain men. Majority of men, they going through hard times. We sexually frustrated. You know, we not having our way like we did back in the day. You know, most men now today, they only get, you know, lucky ever so often. It's like, and then it's not even don't feel like it because you mostly paying either way it go. Even if they do pick or choose you, you know, you gonna be coming out of pocket. So it's like dudes would rather just be alone than to keep getting used and not even feeling the same reciprocation that these women used to come with and, you know, actually deliver and know what it was like. Now it's just like, you know, bang, bang, you know, give me this, give me that. And you go your way, I go mine. And, you know, that's just the kind of tricks of the trade that we see. So we just rewinding it back and we watching them, you know, we staying, we sticking in it, stick it to it, till we get back on our feet, you know, we doing what we can, try to be the best, be positive influence, you know, be the man that, you know, we was raised to be, staying 10 toes, 10 feet. And eventually, you know, things grow, they get better, they grow, and you know how to stick to your flow. You know, you just let things go the way they do. Keep moving. The RIP, you know, to that teacher out there in Houston, man, you see, he was a music teacher and he had an influence and an impact on the people, you know, the things he was doing and teaching. That's a big thing. Like, I'm pretty sure, you know, them kids is heartbroken, and even his own or his family, you know what I'm saying? It's like, just to lose your life that quick in an instance over some drama, you know, it's like, that means she must have been still hitting, you know, for him to do that. She was still involved and he wanted to hurt her. So that's what that was, you know, that wasn't like the dude did anything wrong besides picking and taking care of, you know, the women and her kids. But now you see you're dealing with, you know, a street dude or a thug, and you know, it come back to haunt you. So this is why you can't love, you know, you can't be too quick to fall and not do your homework and know all of the details or the intricacies of, you know, who you dealing with, how these, you know, women is moving out here, because it's, you know, it's getting worse. And we see the behavior, even in Houston again, there was a woman who lured 2 teens to their death in an ambush. So it's like, you know, that's 3 men, 2 of them teenagers, you know, 1 grown, but, you know, still males that are being executed for almost nothing. You know, it's something that could have been avoidable, but once again, the chances is just the pool is getting, muddier. Like it's getting dirty out here. So a lot of people is just opting out from even participating. Because we know it's more women than men. So at the end of the day, that's just the situation that we're dealing with. Everybody is not going to have a person, but it's designed for men to win more than it is for women. And that's why they don't understand nature, they don't understand power, they're not giving it a chance. They just want to be on top. That's where they're trying to land, but they don't put the work out and plan to be strong enough to take everything that comes with being a man. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot more to look at than it is just to feel or act like. You really gotta put the pain and the time and be able to take the punches and roll with it and line yourself up. Because if you don't, then you're gonna get lined. You know what I'm saying? That's just the mindset, the mentality of how we move. So we're doing what we gotta do. Get in line. Can't pick and choose and be selective every time or think you're gonna get it every way. Nah, that's not realistic. You gotta face reality and you gotta really live it in your truth and be able to set yourself apart and do the necessary things to paint this art, to use these brushes and get farther. Because the picture, it only gets clearer. And it's like 1,000 words, so you gotta be able to hear them and dissect. It's like a sponge, you gotta protect yourself out here. You can't just project and jump at every conflict or every predicament that may land and may not fit into it. But it's a puzzle. You gotta take the pieces one way or another or you're gonna be in trouble. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta ride. You gotta go along. I appreciate that sub, I don't do nothing like that, brother. I'm just here to be positive and, have dialect so we can understand each other and we can understand where the negative and the neglect is coming from, because we see as a whole it's affecting all of us. So let's figure out the solution. Because right now America is in the worst position that we see it moving in the coming time years. And we missing opportunities here by dividing and not being fair and giving each other grace and being able to pair up and be able to make the right decisions and take the time out. We got to give each other more grace, man. We got to find out how we're going to come up with these solutions as a people and in the community, because everybody could talk, everybody could use it, everybody got experience. It's just not one way, it's not one-sided. So you can't just go with the gangsters, you can't just go with the civilians, you can't just go with the outlaws or the black sheeps or the people in society, the rich, the poor. We all gotta figure it out for more, for better, for worse, because divided, we gonna fall. United we stand every time. That's the motto. You know how I'm coming, you know how I'm rocking. I got the sauce, I'm whipping it out. We trying to be a boss, we trying to be positive, successful, of course, and we trying to be a part of something big that we've been working for and that we've been giving our all into, and that we know we're going to be able to hone this in and channel in on all the positive energy and vibes and people who's supposed to be a part of our lives and see through the gimmicks and the trinkets that they want to use to try to trick people to come into and try to be a part of their thinking and units. And we know we could do it on our own, so we're gonna do this. Like, that's the bottom line. We gotta keep moving, we gotta keep shining, we gotta keep going, we gotta keep doing and living great as we have, because we see that we don't take the opportunity and time will pass, and one day you'll be an old man and then your ass ain't gonna have nothing. You're gonna be left stuck looking stupid, trying to do something. I'm gonna show y'all the story too of what they was talking about with the Houston teacher over there. Cause literally I be saying stuff and then stuff just happened the next day. It's like,
so I want to shout out to the Golden Triangle, which is Beaumont.
My good H-Town people, man, I got a story for y'all. Sad story. So this young man right here, Marlon Sanders, lost his life, 36 years old, lost his life, unfortunately, Tuesday night off of that Tidwell and C.E. King area. This man right here was the culprit, Gary Davis, 37 years old. And what they saying allegedly happened was Gary Davis was dating or dealing with Marlon Sanders' wife at one time when Marlon Sanders and his wife were separated. Gary Davis and Marlon Sanders' wife that was separated at the time had a child together. I guess Marlon Sanders and his wife got back together, and Marlon and his wife went to go pick up the infant from Gary Davis. And this is when everything went left, everything popped off, and Gary Davis ended up shooting Marlon Sanders, man, who was a beloved coach in Port Arthur, elementary music teacher, just seemed like a great guy. Sad story, man. This is a terrible situation, and Houston versus everybody. My good H-Town people, man, I got a story for y'all. Sad story. So this young man right here, Marlon Sanders, lost his life.
R.I.P. to Marlon Sanders.
36 years old. Lost his life.
What is up, y'all? We booked a spa day through resort.
Terrible, man.
And we're going to the Atlanta.
When you see me up in the club, don't be shy, come and show me love,
Attention, if you in Port Arthur, Texas, right? Allegedly, Valero just blew the fuck up, y'all. I'm scared. I don't know what the fuck. Allegedly, Trump leaving people alone.
Houston, Texas, a Harris County man has been charged with murder in the shooting death of Marlon Sanders, who was killed while picking up his wife's infant child. Gary Davis, 38, was arrested and booked into the Harris County Jail after allegedly shooting Sanders. Davis allegedly rushed out and shot Sanders as he stood by his vehicle in the roadway. No other person was injured. Houston, Texas, a Harris County man has been charged with murder in the shooting death of Marlon Sanders, who was killed while picking up his wife's infant child. Gary Davis.
Oh shit, a woman just got fatally shot too in the Bronx.
What drew me to MJ over 11 years ago was I was looking at...
Breaking news out of the Bronx where a 23-year-old woman was killed. She was shot in the face near a playground overnight.
Yeah, Eyewitness News reporter Jaysha Patel is in University Heights with more for us. Jaysha, good morning.
Bronx woman shot. Breaking news.
It's still ongoing here this morning. You can see that there's yellow tape around the area. Police are still looking for clues here and items still scattered on the sidewalk and the roadway here. But video from overnight also shows police searching for evidence with flashlights, and you can see close-ups of clothes, cups, and bottles of alcohol on the ground.
They said a Bronx woman got
Breaking
shot up
news
there.
out of the Bronx, where a
park.
23-year-old woman was killed. She was shot in the face near a playground overnight.
Yeah, Eyewitness News
Wow,
reporter Jason Patel
guys.
is in University Heights.
Breaking news right
with
now.
more for us. Jason, good morning.
23-year-old woman killed in the Bronx.
Mary
Shot in the
Shirley,
eye.
good morning. Well, we know that this shooting happened near Aqueduct Lands Park as well as a school. I'll step out the way so you can see this investigation is still ongoing here this morning. You can see that there's yellow tape around the area. Police are still looking for clues here and items still scattered on the
Going
sidewalk and the
down in the
roadway
Bronx. 23-year-old girl just got shot in the eye.
here. But video from overnight also shows police searching for evidence with flashlights, and you can see close-ups of clothes, cups, and bottles of alcohol on the ground. So there may have been some sort of get-together or party here last night.
Tonight, a family is pushing for justice after newly filed court documents revealed chilling details about a deadly shooting in Noda. Tonight, a family is pushing for justice after newly filed court documents revealed chilling details about a deadly shooting in Noda. Taylor Silver was shot and killed last week. Adasia Coles is charged with her murder and the death. Coles is still in jail in Jefferson County, Alabama, awaiting extradition to North Carolina. Now, a search warrant filed today details what investigators say connect the suspect, the shooting scene, and where officials recovered evidence. WCNC Charlotte.
This 38 was arrested and booked into the Harris County Jail after allegedly.
Breaking news out of the Bronx, where a 23-year-old woman was killed. She was shot in the face near a playground overnight.
Yeah, Eyewitness News reporter Jason Patel is in University Heights with more for us. Jason, good morning.
Mary Shirley, good morning. Well, we know that this shooting happened near Aqueduct Lands Park as well as a school. I'll step out the way so you can see this investigation is still ongoing here this morning. You can see that there's yellow tape around the area. Police are still looking for clues here and items still scattered on the sidewalk and the roadway here. But video from overnight also shows police searching for evidence with flashlights, and you can see close-ups of clothes, cups, and bottles of alcohol on the ground. So there may have been some sort of get-together or party. Here last night here on Aqueduct Avenue. Now, police also searched a gray Hyundai where the woman may have been shot yesterday. Police responded to a 911 call of an assault, and when they arrived here on scene, they found a 23-year-old woman shot in her left eye, and she's been identified as Reina Caceres, and she was rushed to the hospital where she died. But at this time, we don't know what a motive is or what led up to this shooting, but back out here live, no arrests have been made, and this investigation is still ongoing. Live in the University Heights section of the Bronx, Jaysha Patel, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Breaking news out of the Bronx, where 20. Breaking news out of the Bronx, where a 23-year-old woman was killed. She was shot in the face near a playground overnight.
Yeah, Eyewitness News reporter Jason Patel is in University Heights with more for us. Jason, good morning. Mary Shirley.
Breaking news out of the Bronx, where a 23-year-old woman was killed. She was shot in the face near a playground overnight.
Yeah, Eyewitness
Police out of the Bronx where a 23-year-old woman was
Yeah,
killed,
breaking news,
shot in the
man.
face
Bronx
near a
number
playground
23 shot in the face, man. Sad, man.
But then this most of you believe this into meat. I know it's gonna taste very juicy. Like very juicy. This is not good for you. It's fat. I know it tastes good. But it's not good for eating. Okay. Yeah, throw it away. I'm just slicing meat. All done. All done. All done. This is the best part.
I seen 3.
It's gonna get.
You can't tell me things now.
What's going on, man? Sad news everywhere you look, every time, man. And they got
I'm a
this
missionary for
story.
the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And this is the Book of Mormon. Specifically talks about Jesus Christ. I've seen the Book of Mormon be able to change my life so much. We would love to give you one as well. As you can see, we have lots of copies. So click the link below and missionaries will drop it off at your house.
Well, right now the community is mourning the death of an Atlanta club owner.
Sherelle Canty was shot and killed over the holiday weekend in Gwinnett County. We're told Canty was the co-owner of Opium and is well known in Atlanta's nightlife scene, having been around for some time. Police responded to the Devil Lake neighborhood in unincorporated Grayson Sunday, where they found Canty dead. Warrants reveal Canty had been shot twice in the head. Police have arrested Stephanie Byram. Tonight, she is charged with a number of felonies, including murder and aggravated assault. And today, we spoke with those who knew the victim. They say they're not.
Fired at Diamond.
Have y'all heard the story about the Metro Atlanta real estate agent that killed a woman up in Grayson, Georgia this past weekend? Yes, so Metro Atlanta real estate agent Stephanie Byram has been charged with the murder of a Sherelle Canty out of Grayson, Georgia. Both parties are out of Grayson, Georgia.
Wow, this is supposed to be the biggest story in America right now.
This past
brother.
weekend, Miss Canty was found deceased in her home by another neighbor. A neighbor found her deceased, called Gwinnett County Police, and they came out to investigate the homicide. took them about 24 hours to kind of drill down what exactly happened, and come to find out, this woman right here, Stephanie Byram, the Atlanta real estate agent, is the one that has been arrested and charged.
Wow. I gotta use this one right here.
Have y'all heard the story about the Metro Atlanta real estate agent that killed a woman up in Grayson, Georgia this past weekend? Yes, so Metro Atlanta real estate agent Stephanie Byram has been charged with the murder. Have y'all heard the story about the Metro Atlanta real estate agent that killed a woman up in Grayson, Georgia this past weekend? Yes, so Metro Atlanta real estate agent Stephanie Byram has been charged with the murder. Have y'all heard the story about the Metro Atlanta real estate agent that killed a woman up in Grayson, Georgia this past weekend? Yes, so Metro Atlanta real estate agent Stephanie Byram has been charged with the murder. Have y'all heard the story about the Metro
They getting dudes knocked
Breaking
off.
news out of the Bronx where 20.
It's crazy, like whoever would have thought it would come to this, you know. We seeing the most gruesome and viewing the most dangerous violence we've ever seen in our lifetime. This when it comes to women. Your own boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, be your own worst enemy. It's not even fair, you know, what they doing out here and how it's going on right now. We see it clear as day. Dudes just dropping like flies, getting flocked by these women out here, man. They ain't playing. It's tiresome. Black women fatigue is real. What's up, guys? Just talking about how these dudes just getting dropped like flies, getting set up. You know, nobody trying to help save their lives. They don't care. Just seeing a whole bunch of drama and nonsense going on out here, man. Gotta keep your mind and your body clear.
Yo, you.
What's up, guys? Thank you for coming here. Good morning. Just sharing it out real quick before I get out. Who else we could get in the building? Bring them out, bring them out. It's hard to yell when the barrel in your mouth. Get it. Bring them out. TIP. Came back now. Don't even know how to act now. Ready for a smackdown. Thank you for hitting that like button for me. $45 in the stream. We see it's going, getting going, man. Feel me? Feel me? Good morning.
$1,000 for my car accident using nothing but this app on my phone.
If you've never heard of
North Hills,
Good evening, I'm Micah Ullman.
And I'm Cher Calvin. Breaking news in North Hills where
Innocent
4 people
children.
have been found shot to death inside a home.
Police and fire officials are on the scene right now and say the victims include 2 adults and 2 children. John Finoli was live at the scene with the latest for us
Seen
tonight,
that?
John.
They said 2 kids, 2 children got shot just now in
Good evening, I'm
North
Micah
Hills.
Ullman.
And I'm Cher Calvin. Breaking news in North Hills where 4 people have been found shot to death inside a home.
Police and fire officials are on the scene right now and say the victims include 2 adults and 2 children. John Finoli was live at the scene with the latest for us tonight, John.
sad story right here.
Micah, Cher, you can see the police tape is up here and homicide investigators are working the scene. If we push in tight, you can see that police are in front of a home here in North Hills where this all went down earlier this evening. Let's take you right to some of this video we captured earlier. The 1-story White House on the 16,000 block of Londelius.
I gotta post that now. There's a lot going on.
On that bitch. Tear it down. Tear it down.
We really need to hone in on our moms and even dads just to make sure in the neighborhood people that you know that they're okay.
A really tough, heartbreaking situation. This scene very active still, some 3 hours after.
Stressful almost, man. Like, just looking at it. Don't let you get a chance to breathe before you even see the next story. Like, I came on.
We really need to hone in on our moms and even dads just to make sure in the neighborhood people that you know that they're okay.
A really tough, heartbreaking situation. This scene very active still, some 3 hours after this incident happened.
We really need to hone in on our moms and even dads just to make sure in the neighborhood people that you know that they're okay.
A really tough, heartbreaking situation. This scene very active still, some 3 hours after this incident happened.
We really need to hone in on our moms and even dads just to make sure in the neighborhood people that you know that they're okay.
A really tough, heartbreaking situation. This scene very active still, some 3 hours after this incident happened.
We really need to hone in on our moms and even dads just to make sure it.
Yeah, they said
again, and then
4
share it out a
people
few times.
killed,
Charlie,
North
you're
Hills,
still here.
2
Thanks for working.
children, murder, suicide, that's what it's looking like.
Neighbors tell us they believe it was an entire family here. We have since learned it was a man and a woman found shot to death inside the home, as well as 2 young children, one as young as 4 months old, according to LAPD. LAPD says officers responded just before 8 last night to reports of a shooting at this home on the 16200 block of Vandalia Street. When they arrived, they found 4 people dead inside. Police say victims include a man and woman believed to be in their 30s, a 4-month-old baby, and a young boy believed to be between 4 and 7 years old. All 4 have been shot. Neighbors tell us they believe it was an entire family here. We have since learned it was a man and a woman found shot to death inside the home, as well as 2 young children, one as young as 4 months old, according to LAPD. LAPD says officers responded just before 8 last night to reports of a shooting
That's
at
why
this
I
home on
say
the
stop having
16200 block of
kids
Vandalia
if
Street.
you're not
When
ready.
they arrived,
We have major breaking news out of the city of Los Angeles where there has been a shooting with 4 people dead. It is unclear what happened according to CBS Los Angeles, but they don't know if we have major breaking news out of the city of Los Angeles where there has been a shooting with 4 people dead.
2 separate incidents, 4 people each one.
We have major breaking news out of the city of Los Angeles where there has been a shooting with 4 people dead. It is unclear what happened according to CBS Los Angeles, but they don't know if
They
the
look Mexican too.
suspect is in. We have major breaking news out of the city of Los Angeles where there has been a shooting with 4 people dead. It is unclear what happened according to CBS Los Angeles, but they don't know if
It's going down right now, son. Everywhere you look, every city, there's nothing but killing and lust, hate. It's not enough to be able
From the dentist? He must have been very good patient. The glasses are pretty good. Devil himself.
You ain't looking at me, sister. You're looking at the birth of Jesus.
Everybody else thought that say,
I support this side. There's the trouble. Here comes the devil. I went down by the church. They found him bathing there. Oh, yeah. He said they can find the fish
It's crazy out here. You gotta be careful who you laying with, who you got in your presence, who you staying with, who you around. It's too much now. It's like they're snapping, and they can't control. You know, they can't hold what happened. It's like you think you're ready for something, and then once it comes. For in and out of love, it's like you wasn't prepared, you know, you didn't really understand the assignment, you know, it wasn't clear enough for you to be aware and understand that love is not just one way or, you know, you can't paint it as a one size fits all, you know, what it may look like for you may not be for the next person, so. And this is what we all seeing is like people want to try to make it one way and try to make it say or have certain characteristics of how it should be, but it's just not. You know, it changes and it's different. It looks different for each couple or, you know, household, relationship, whatever. And, you know, if you really love you or you love yourself, you know, then you're gonna pick and choose. You're gonna be selective about what's helping you. You know what's
You want to tell her, here comes the
not,
forgotten man.
and you know you're gonna be able to make the best option available to do what you gotta do. Like that's just the simple and plain of it. So it's an obstacle. You know, you gotta go through the courses and emotions of life, of course. You know, nothing's gonna ever be perfect, right? So you gotta understand like how to compromise and meet in the middle ground so we can all stop having these, you know, situations taking place in the community now. It's like, you know, we tired of it. A lot of people, they just want to be in peace. They don't want to be bothered. You know, the streets, the business, the activities keep finding its way into, you know, everyday society, and they're stressing us out to where it's like, you know, we're saying we're basically begging for mercy at this point, you know, trying to play with it. You know, y'all letting the devil basically get in your head and sway you to believe what's right and what's wrong. And that's not the way we supposed to be living at all. You know, we can't be, if we being blocked from ever being able to be successful in the growth, you know. Some of these things we can prevent, or we can be able to get next to a more comfortable, you know, more presentable. Because it's like we're just making a mess. And we never get into the bottom of it because it just keeps getting more and more popularized, you know, for people to just carry out to take their anger out on guys, you know, women. It's like, we gotta do something for the children, you know, that's what it's about. It ain't about us no more, or, you know, the selfishness, the thoughts. As humans, that we all deal with, you know, we gotta do it in a more precise context. You know, this life right here is precious, and people have been able to kind of let it not be as effective. You know, we don't cherish it the way that we should in these times. It's just like, you know, you'll be alright, you'll be good, but it's like, you know, people is going through stuff, so you can't ignore that. You know, you can't put yourself above the program. You know, nobody should be bigger. There's no little eyes, no big U's. So don't be surprised, you know, don't fight the tide, just go with the move, man. You know, just let it flow. It's gonna become natural, you know, once you become a pro at this. So you could just do it off the arm. You don't have to have no specific niche or context or the things that they say you gotta get with. You know, I just spit because I've been a spitter my whole life, so I know how to, you know, rock a crowd and how to get people's mind to think about how we can improve. And, you know what I'm saying? Make the right moves. You gotta play with it, you know what I'm saying? You can't just be too serious or be too, you know what I mean, lackadaisical. Like, you gotta know how to play both roles and be able to persuade, you know, the people to see you showcase your abilities, because you know that you got a good, you know, head on your shoulders to have longevity and be able to talk and, you know, think about all of the experience, you know, in life. Because that's what we're doing in these times now. We're really living through other people's, you know, the things that they think and the things that they use, you know, because it's really celebrities, you know, or entertainment. And now we feel like we should have that, we should be that, and we just judging it from afar. We're really not staying, you know, on the course and on the part that's gonna, of course, get us to the success. And what more we gotta do? You know, we gotta check those things that sometimes you gotta check yourself, you know, because you know you want more, you know what you're capable of, but you know, you might need help, or you might need, you know, a boost to see yourself go where you gotta go and do what you gotta do. Nevertheless, we've been out for an hour, me and my mom, and my smoking, so I'm gonna be back on here in a bit. Just let things cool down, because there's a lot happening, so gotta go figure it out. But I'll be back on it.